Hello and welcome. My name is Spacemuffin and this is the Void Strategy. Today we're going to be talking about monetization. So look guys, before we get started, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button guys, leave a positive comment, and let's go and get started. So look, DC Worlds Collide is finally here, and like any gacha game, people are asking the big question. Do I have to spend money to win? So in this video, I'm going to break down the full monetization model, what's worth your money, what's a trap, and how free-to-play players can compete as well. So it is free to play at first glance, but there are several things that we kind of have to look at, really. So we're going to go to the store and kind of look at the bundles here. So in my opinion, actually, before we even look at this, we have to kind of look at like the systems that are in play. So there's a gacha system. So this is obviously the recruitment system. This is where you're going to be spending your gems and your super encrypted tokens as well as your standard encrypted tokens. There's also some special ones here like league recruitment and weekly recruitment, which unlocks at rank 1430 through the campaign. And so you really need to pay attention to these things. Now, you can earn a lot of these gems, or you can purchase the gems in the store. So one of the things that we need to understand is targeted recruitment. Okay, so this gives you better odds at more powerful heroes. So that would be the desired section here. This gives you a 30% chance to get that desired hero. This is indispensable. In fact, even as a free-to-play player or a pay-to-play player, don't even recruit unless this is up. Unless this is up, don't even recruit, because you're going to be wasting so much gems on just frivolous characters that you really don't need. So always use this. I'm not going to recruit till, it looks like 6 days and 5 hours. So that's something that you guys got to keep in mind. The general banner is pretty low value, right? And that's kind of one of these situations. So the key monetization comes from bundles, monthly cards, and gem packs. So as we talked about in the store, these are all your bundles. This is where they're going to make the most money off of you. Now, they also have like these pop-up bundles that come up, like the duration, whatever, or limited packs. These are generally not good. There's a couple decent ones, like for $1 or whatever, but generally speaking, these are not super duper amazing in most scenarios. So let's kind of get into what value, where the value is. So the best early value packs, bar none, are going to be your newcomer packs. I haven't purchased all of them, but these are going to be your best value. These are going to be your most bang for your buck initially. You don't need to purchase all of them, but it's definitely going to help you, because what you get is you can get epic hero chests, you get a bunch of diamonds, and then when you do get those targeted things, you can do this. Is this one worth it? I mean, yeah, I would say so, relatively speaking. Even the higher tier ones are worth it, but it's just how much money do you want to spend on the game? So, these are the ones I've purchased so far. I might probably purchase the $50 one. In fact, I might do that later on. I don't know. So that's number one. I would say the newcomer packs, whatever you can afford, get a couple of them to get those heroes that you want. That's kind of the key here. Unless you're a content creator, you don't really need to go past these numbers here. You don't really need the crazy stuff where you're just trying to unlock every single hero. I think these are useful, but the game, once again, it's designed to get your money. So the next thing we need to talk about is our monthly privileges. So this is also very worth it. So you get 300 diamonds immediately, plus 10% yield, plus 240 diamonds daily. But what I like about this one is you also get the auto challenges on the main stages, which is going to be a lifesaver once you level up your heroes. It's extremely valuable. So like the monthly cards, for example, like for $5, you basically get 1,500 gems. Plus you get all the other perks for that. So I'd say this is definitely worth it. The super card monthly deal, this one is worth it, but you have to be careful because you're going to start bottlenecking with gems, right? You basically, you get 1,200 diamonds immediately plus 600 daily. I'd say this is actually a pretty decent deal. And your weekly number of diamond recruit from the champions, it gets increased by 20, plus 20. So this is a pretty decent deal, I would say. So moving forward, yeah, the growth fund. Let's talk about that. I think this is a good value for $10. I think it's a very good value. As you level up the growth fund, you get a bunch of diamonds. Okay? And then obviously, as I mentioned, targeted recruitment, right? Save the gems for these, Save the gems, for the ones that are worth pulling, right? Like anything that gives you a chance to grab your heroes that you want. I think that's kind of the key. So let's talk about what to avoid. So we talked about targeted recruitment. You want to avoid general summon type stuff, right? You just want to avoid this, right? You just want to avoid all this type of stuff because it's not going to. Once again, you're going to be wasting your energy. And what ends up happening is when you start buying like all these packs, like I already purchased a weekly pack, you're going to start bottlenecking. So you might need XP, then you got to buy the XP one, or you might need this resource, or you might need to get titanium. So it bottlenecks you when you start just splurging randomly. Rare heroes, you kind of want to avoid these unless once again you're doing the targeted situation. So kind of want to avoid these. Let's talk about event bundles. So this is like the DC Bride. I think like getting her initially is a good deal, but you just want to make sure that you, before purchasing any like exclusive character packs, you really want to make sure that, they look flashy, they're fun. Most aren't worth the price tag. Unless you're a content creator. But the main thing that you want to do is you want to obviously take advantage of the free situation. But what you want to do is you want to like look at the reviews, right? Of course, we have the Wish here. This is free. Diamond purchases, stay away from these. These are just a terrible value. They're just a pretty bad value. I purchased this one just because, but it's just not a good value. Same with like some of this stuff. This is not really an amazing value. If you really want to redo your thing, you can. So let's kind of talk about free-to-play elements here for a moment. So here's the deal as a free-to-play player. Okay, what you want to do is, once again, get the heroes you want. This game is very free-to-play friendly. And here's why. A lot of the meta revolves around maybe 10 plus characters. So get the characters that you want. Get your Wonder Woman, get your Superman, Cheetah is really good. But here's what's so great about this game, right? Is you have a refund system. So if there's a character that you don't like or that, that you've invested early on in, you can refund that for XP and gold. So that means that you can make, kind of early investments, but they're not a total waste. Right, so for it's really useful. Like I invested in the shark dude, and then you can, so you can refund him. And then you can get, some of that stuff back. So I think that's very useful. And the thing is, though, that we have to look at really is, are these heroes that you want? For me, like I said, I'm a content creator, so I just level everything up. I'm going to be spending more money than normal in the game. But as a free-to-play player, you don't want to do that. The next thing you want to do is, as a free-to-play player, you want to take advantage of all your daily stuff, all your free stuff that you can get. You want to take advantage of that. You want to do all your modes. We might do a video on modes, later on, but you want to do all your modes that give you free stuff. You want to get into an active guild, right? So my guild's pretty active, and you can get free rewards just for being in the guild, right? And certain things will trigger. So you don't have to be in the top tier guild, but you want to be in a guild so that actually participates in the the challenges and things like that, to where everything's stabilized and you can get those rewards and bonuses. So there's kind of that. Adventure mode is your friend, right? Where you are doing the trials as well. You're going to get gems and other things from these trials, as well as, the encrypted tokens, the super encrypted tokens, and you're going to get that just from completing these trials. So when you unlock the busted heroes, so when you grab Superman, Flash, Lex Luthor is obviously very popular, Nightwing, you get Constantine for free for literally logging in every day, right? So like the game gives you a lot for free. Now, once again, if you want to be top tier, then you're probably gonna have to pay. It's not pay to win, but it's gonna take a long time, right? In your inventory, you have things that are gonna give you more resources per hour. So, for example, this will give you more character XP per hour, right? So you can use that. This will give you more titanium. Oh no, that's literally the titanium. But you get the idea. Like this will give you more titanium, right? And you can just use that. Now, granted, it doesn't stack with other effects, but I think this is a very good way to do this. So a lot of people are gonna be like, just don't. Like we're gonna get a lot of comments that are like, just don't buy anything. Once again, I think a lot of these things, as we talked about, are good value. So before I conclude the video, let's go over those. Newcomer packs, in my opinion, are the best value. That's because they're newcomer packs. They want to get you in. The monthly drone is, in my opinion, probably the best value, period, because you get that 10% yield up, plus you get the auto challenge feature. The growth fund is a decent deal. Not necessary, but it is a good deal. And then the daily packs are not that great of a deal. Weekly packs are not that great of a deal. Character-specific stuff, not really that amazing. Diamond purchases are actually terrible. And so that's kind of the monetization element. And if you guys have any questions, guys, feel free to hit us up on our Discord. You can visit our website, thevoid.gg, and join our Discord. I'm Void Spacemuffin. You can hit me up in the lounge, and we'll go ahead and talk. So cool, guys. Really appreciate you watching the video. Thank you so much for your support, and we will see you in the next video.